Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. What an embarrassing last two games for the New Jersey Devils with their home and home against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They lost the first game 6-4 after leading that game 4-2, and they lost the last game in embarrassing fashion 7-1. So, this isn't taking anything away from the Toronto Maple Leafs. They got a hell of a team, playing very well this year. And, that team is loaded with all-star talent, and it showed. Matthews was dominant, Marner was dominant, and the team looked good. So, I didn't expect too much with these two games, but, that first game kind of took the wind out of the sails when we were leading and playing well. But, of course, typical Devils fashion this year, we take our foot off the gas, timely mistakes, the other team gets back in it and wins the game. So, what can be done with this team going forward? I wanted to do another rant video, but I'm like, what the hell is that going to do? I've done so many of them this year watching this team play. And, I kind of want to do a video focusing on the next season for this team. What could be done in the offseason to help this team out going into the next season. So I know, Devils fans, it sucks. We're going to have another potential top 5 pick, which is good. But, the year shows for it. It's another long year. Another long off season where we're looking forward to the draft and more options to be available made in the off season. So, with the draft, we're looking to possibly pick, if things go the way they're going now, in the top 5 again. We're currently 5th worst record in the NHL. The Ottawa Senators have some games in hand on us, so we could possibly pick again in the 4th spot. So, there's a lot of good wingers in this draft that I hope the Devils target. So I'll do videos on that as we head into the draft. But, another encouraging thing is the Devils will have a lot of cap space, especially if Subban is moved and his contract comes off the books. The Devils will have a lot of cap space to make some moves in the offseason to see if they want to go the route of signing another forward and trying to help this out a little bit more. So the top 10 UFAs that are out there this offseason are Johnny Gaudreau, tomas hertz, Kris Letang, Nazem Kadri, Filip Forsberg, John Klinger, Patrice Bergeron, Evgeny Malkin, Jack Campbell, and Bryan. So there's a lot of options out there that the Devils can look to sign a free agent forward. A lot of teams are going to be up against the cap. The Devils have a lot of cap space. They're going to need wingers, I'm assuming. So that would be a good thing to target in the offseason. There's a lot of good names out there that could really help this team out going forward into next year. Top RFAs. Matthew Tkachuk needs a new deal. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Patrik Laine, of course, our own Jesper Bratt, Tony DeAngelo, and Brock Boeser. So there's a lot of good RFAs out there as well if the Devils are looking to make a move and give a new contract to one of these players. So there is options to help this team get better quicker. We're probably going to have another good draft. Hopefully, leading up into the trade deadline, we can move a lot of bodies that we don't see as being here long term. So, there's a lot of names that I'll do future videos on, but, at least we're seeing certain positives with this year. We're seeing Jack Hughes emerging into a superstar right before our eyes. We're seeing another level or so to Nico's game. So that's encouraging. We've seen Dawson Mercer come in and really show promise to where he can be in this lineup in the future. So those 3 players I like. Jesper Bratt, another player that has been, in my opinion, our best player all year. He's been our most consistent forward. You could play him on any single line throughout the year, and he rose above expectations and played well. So I know the first couple of years were hard with Jesper Bratt. They kept him out of the lineup certain times, healthy scratch, up and down the lineup, not playing with consistent forwards, having him sit and watch the game from up top. But that has helped his game, and he is where he is today because of getting better from all of that. So he's another forward that is an RFA that needs a new deal. So I hope the Devils lock him up before it gets to a point where it's late into the summer. I hope they do it early now. I hope they do it leading up to the end of the season where they could probably lock him into a better rate as opposed to waiting for him towards the end of the summer. So that's number 1 priority. You have to give Jesper Bratt a good deal where you need him. He's a core piece. Definitely a great player on this team and definitely a piece going forward that's young and can really be a promise to our future. But then you look at the inconsistent players like Pavel Zacha, Yegor Sharangovich, who is coming about the past couple of games. Yanni Kokkonen, Tomas Tatar was inconsistent throughout the year. A very streaky player, putting up points here and there and then disappearing for a while. Same thing with Johnson. Started off red hot, and then all of a sudden he's nowhere to be found the rest of the season. Same thing with Pavel Zacha. Then other players as well. But those are the ones that we expected more from and didn't get. So Miles Wood was another one. His injury really hurt the team. He offers a lot of intangibles to this team that we're missing out on. So when he comes back, I hope that they can lock him into another deal as well, where I don't think it's going to cost us way too much, but I think, it's going to be definitely a little bit more than he's making now. He didn't play the whole year where he can command top dollar, but, I think we could lock him in at a good amount if the Devils are looking to bring him back. So there is options out there. As far as defense, I like the way our defense is going. One big promise was seeing Dougie Hamilton play really well after giving him a big deal in the offseason. Ryan Graves coming over. I love the way what he offers this team, especially when he's paired with Dougie Hamilton. Siegenthaler was another a very good addition to this team. And we're seeing what he has to offer as a defensive defenseman. Ty Smith, I know he had a bumpy year, but he'll definitely get better as more time goes on. Severson and Subban, I could definitely see one or two of them possibly being on the move, maybe leading up to this trade deadline or maybe in the offseason with the other one. But, I'll do future videos on that, so I'm not going to get into it. But there is promise with our defense, especially with Luke Hughes coming up, Walsh coming up, Ball, Ahoyuk, Mukamadulin. There's players in our system that can really step into those roles if given the opportunity and they're ready to show it. So, it's encouraging our defense. For the past couple of years, we always needed more and more defense. So I'm glad where we are with our defense going forward. And as far as netminding, it's been one of the biggest crushes for this team this year, and I really hope they address that first and foremost this offseason. I know Mackenzie Blackwood's been dealing with a rash of injuries. I know his heel is the biggest one right now, but he's dealt with head hits this year and protocols, and he's been in and out of the lineup, and he hasn't been looking sharp at all, and he's supposedly the promise of the future and not looking like it this year. So hopefully he can get better, get healthy, and return to form like he did last year. And, bringing in another backup in Bernier didn't work out for us again this year. Same thing happened with Crawford last year, but we're going to have to do something to address it going forward. Do you want to go next season in with Blackwood and Bernier where they're both dealing with injuries and trying to get better from them? Or do they go in the offseason try to pick up a netminder or see what happens there? But there's a lot of options the Devils can go, and, especially coaching. Coaching's the biggest one, so I saved this one for last. I know I like Lindy Ruff. I like him for the career he's had, but I think a change definitely needs to be made with coaching. And the one name I'm going to point right to is Paul Maurice. I love the way he coached the Winnipeg Jets. He's a Stanley Cup winner. He coaches firm, he coaches hard, and he gets the best out of his players, and I really hope the Devils go a different route with their coaching. We've seen what happened with the Rangers when they went from Quinn to Gallant, and, not with that many changes to the lineup as well. So a good coach coming into this team can really help this team out. And, I know if they can fill these holes that I mentioned before, bringing in some, either an RFA or a UFA, if we draft someone that could come into the lineup next year and make an impact, there's a lot the Devils can look forward to in this offseason. They have a lot of cap room, and they can do stuff to right this thing and not go into another year where we're going to have another year like this. So I know Devils fans are fed up. I wanted to do a video like this just to talk about what options they have going forward where it can help this team get better quicker. So comment below what you think about this. What do you think the Devils should do to turn their season around next year? Comment below and let me know. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Smash that like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Hockey Skate Down. Join our hockey team. It's free. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the day. Great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.